Alright, so here. Hello? Hello? Okay. So here, I'm broadcasting with audio this time. Maybe a little bit into the insight of my mind when it comes to playing this game. Uh, not really much to really say. I'm here playing by myself, so it's going to be just very light commentary. This game is it's interesting. It's not. It doesn't have like crazy graphics like Gran Turismo, but I think the premise behind like what it's about, just trucks, tires, dirt, muddy roads, like that's like a new thing. I it's rare you see that in car type video games. So if I have to say anything about it, I would say like that's like for me it would be like a first. I know they've had different versions before. There was another game called Mud Runner, and I don't know what if they had another version before that, but that's the previous to this one. This one being Snowrunner, and supposedly it's changed a lot over the differences between what it was before and what it is now. So the it's kind of cool. I have to say, I didn't think I would enjoy it this much. It's pretty just chill, relaxing type, game where you can play in your own little sandbox of land and trucks and figure out ways on how to complete the missions. A lot of people, I tend to find a lot of people on YouTube playing this game kind of, in my opinion, wrong because they approach this game like it's a conventional video game, and I don't think the developers intended it to be looked at that way. Like, in other words, I see a lot of people struggle with the missions. Like, if they flip or tip their truck over, they immediately consider that game over. And that's not the case. I think that if that situation happens, I think what this game pretty much caters to is patience above all else, and the sense of creativity. Like you get to think outside the box. If your truck tips over, it's not game over. You should have another truck in your arsenal. That's why you have all these garage slots, right? You have all these garage slots for a reason. You can't play this game and be like one truck be all. Like it's not like a first person shooter or anything like that. And even in those games, you would have another choice of weaponry, right? You would have a loadout, right? Different loadout, different things to do, different ways to approach a problem, right? Or a scenario, or a situation, whatever. So for this, you should have another truck. And as you can see, I have a whole bunch now. I mean, I'm level 15. I've collected quite a bit since I've started playing. And it's, you should have another truck. You should have other trucks that do other things. That's why when you go to the truck store, you see... Nope, I don't want to buy this. You see that each truck has a different category. You have heavy duty, scout, highway. Each truck, the reason why these trucks have categories is because potentially they can do other things. They're sought after doing other things. You have off-road. So, and there's different things that you can equip them depending which category they're in. Some trucks allow you to have a wide range of tires that you can equip and so on and so forth. So the point I'm trying to make here is like if your truck tips over or if you're having difficulty accomplishing, don't think like that's the end. The idea is to have an open sense of mind when playing. Like, be more open-minded. Think outside the box. So if you're tipped over somewhere in a lake or a river or a mud ditch somewhere, what do you do? How do you solve, right? Yeah, it's very easy to hit the reset button and say, oh, I'm going to go back to base and start over. But what other choices do you have? Are there choices? And in this game, yes, you do have choices. You can actually get another truck, probably with like a stronger winch or a different trailer or a different set of tires or whatever, and fish yourself out. I mean, if you're that far gone where you're totally out of it, you can't figure it out, then fine, then the game beats you, right? And you bit more than you can chew in the sense that maybe you should have picked a different route or understood, more or less like what the limitations of your truck was at that time. I get it, fine. There's that. But there's also the chance to try something else. And a lot of times I see these videos on YouTube where these guys, they don't try anything else. They'll just say, oh, the game is rewarding if you're smart and this and that and the third. I'm like, no, that's not entirely true. You can mess up. You could be the smartest dude in the freaking shed and still mess up and still find a way to overcome the obstacle. It's a little bit of optimism you have to carry into this, not so much pessimism, right? So, I think the creators did a good job establishing that as like a fundamental. And I think a lot of players overlook that, and that's why you see a lot of them not really enjoy it as much. But, I digress. That's just me going on a video game rant. I personally think it's a good game. You get to, relax, find your center, just chill, just you by yourself. Or if you're playing with a group, I find that the group play, I think this game would shine more if it had better social interaction tools. I think that the tools that it has aren't that great for social interaction. Like, it'd be nice to it'd be nice to have like a in-game chat or an in-game chat box to text to send messages across the server, so that way people know what you're trying to do and they can communicate. Because just letting me get inside someone's sandbox is not that great. A lot of times you have a lot of these kids that are just trolling and not really taking the game seriously. I don't know how they're even playing it right now, but it's I don't know. Like I don't think that I think this game has like a rating system it should have. If it's like if the kids are too young, there's like a certain, I don't know. There should be like a rating system. Like me as an adult, I find that I take it a little bit more seriously, I guess. I don't really, if I'm gonna do a mission, I'm gonna try to complete it. Whereas someone else is like, oh, this is boring. I'm gonna try to flip this, or I'm gonna try to do this, and not really play the game. So there's a lot of that. So that's why I generally tend to play by myself, because I feel like I get a lot more done. Even though it would be nice to have a buddy or a friend hop in and actually help me complete the missions. I mean, these missions can be really long, and a lot of times you need more than one truck. So it'd be great if you had coordinated objective. The other issue I have is if I do something in my sandbox in someone else's if I do something in someone else's sandbox, I don't get to complete. I mean, it's great for building XP. Okay, I'll get a whole bunch of XP on your sandbox, but in my sandbox, I still have to do the same mission again in order for me to have that credit of completion, And that kind of sucks. So there's no like value system for joining someone else's game. It's just, oh, okay, come help me out and gain some XP. Bust your butt, spend all that time grinding, get the XP, and then go back to your game. A lot of times with social gaming is a lot of friends, they don't have time. They'll be like, oh, thanks for helping me out. I gotta go to sleep now. Bye. Meanwhile, you still want to stay up. You still want to play games, and you don't get to have the same help. Now it's your turn to get help. Oh, they don't offer the same kind of help. So that's like real life type thing. Like your friends always want you to help them out, but when they have to help you out, it's kind of a different story, right? Sometimes that happens. So yeah, there's a lot of that going on. So the way I've been getting ahead is just basically playing alone. But that's not to say that the potential for multiplayer is not there. It totally is, and it should be better, I guess better explored. I hope that the developers take a closer look at that and say, hey, maybe there's some room for improvement there. Alright, so that's enough for me ranting. I hope I said enough. And I'm gonna do this mission here. Trying to figure out for this truck what I want to use. I already have a truck with a winch, a crane. So I think for this I want to use, and that's the issue. So each one of these attachments adds weight. So that's something you have to factor. Sometimes weight is good. Sometimes weight is bad. For this particular mission, I think weight would be okay, and I probably will rock the side bed, and I'm gonna step outside. I think I like everything so far for this. The tires are good. Everything's good. It's pretty good. I probably could use chain tires. I don't know if I can equip them though. Damn, dude, these tires look amazing on this truck. I would love to equip them. I need to get the race suspension, and I have to go to Russia for that. And Russia, right now, for me, Russia sucks. I can't stand that map. It's really hard. The few times I've been there, I find that the roads are not properly defined on the map. And that's another issue with this game. It's like a lot of times the dirt roads are not really clearly visible on the map, so you have to guesstimate that they're there, and then when you actually get there, you actually can see the path and drive on it, so it's a little weird. Yeah, in Russia, it's a little worse. Everything looks the same on the map. It's hard to tell things, and you tip over so easily in that game. I guess that's why they have their own range of trucks, because I think those trucks are meant to survive that terrain much more easier than the American trucks, right? So I get the idea behind having the two different types, but let's just say for now, the Russian trucks are awesome in the American lands. I like them. I like them. I think I might go chained, yeah, just because I'm not sure if I have to deal with ice. So I would like to have some traction, and two wheels versus one wheel might be better. I don't know, maybe. Depends. Each one of these tires has different stats too. I've been looking that up online. There's people that have been like reverse engineering the game and getting all these like statistical numbers out of the game itself. So that's pretty cool. But I haven't really been following it because I don't want to like ruin the game for myself. So I'm trying to figure out what the best thing to do is for me. This looks good. I think I like this truck and I want to try it. I want to try it with the dual wheel setup. So let me see, engine. All right, we're good. We're good to go, Billy. Let's get out of here. Hope I don't get stuck out there. I was going to take. Man, this truck is so slow. I'm actually debating it now. Yeah, I can take it straight to the store. It's slow, but it's a surefire thing, I think. Anyway. Yeah, I think I'll take the sideboard trailer up there, because I just need to get oil barrels. I was going to take the Caterpillar, but I don't know. Well, the Caterpillar has chains too. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Let me park this up. I just didn't want to use a long trailer for this. It's just 4 things. I can do it with these 2 things just fine. You know, it's settled. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna rock this. simply because this truck has all-wheel drive and diff lock and high gear. Let me see what high gear looks like. That's okay. I think the Caterpillar's faster. Then again, this has 8 gears. And the quality of the voice, I'm using the PlayStation microphone for this. So if I sound like I'm inside of a bathroom or inside of a toilet, that's what it is. Technically, I could take my oil barrels from here, but that means I would have to carry all that weight all the way over there. Oh no! Game crashed. It's another problem.